Hi, I'm delighted to be here. It's my first time at this show, but presumably all of us love horses, right? Me included. And ever since I could remember, I used to sort of look at magazines and see the wonderful world of horses. It's really hard to know the different world of horses unless you go to a place, right? And then as I grew older, I studied technology and whatnot. I realized that it's even harder to go to these places because sometimes horse facilities, etc., don't even have a website, right? So how do you find them? And then it's even harder to make a booking if you want to ride a horse, be it in the desert or get a lesson. And I thought that does not make sense. Like, horse businesses are very good at working in the business, but they're not necessarily as good as working on the business. So they don't have a website, they don't have payment gateways, they don't have a booking engine, etc. So I thought, wait a minute, it's quite symbolic that we're in the home of booking.com. Cavago is quite literally designed to be the booking.com of the horse world, by helping horse businesses and facilities get access to modern technology that they can use to run their businesses far more effectively. And we work on the tech side so that they can continually be up to date, because let's face it, many horse businesses and experiences are technologically about 20 years behind the rest of the world. That's unfortunately the reality. And so that's how we built Cavago, a platform that connects the horse world. And you know, because we all love horses, we already have a connection. There's usually no other reason apart from horses, but it's a strong bond. And so really I built Cavago with our team so that we can meet horse businesses where they're at for what they do. So if you're a small travel sort of oriented place, you can be on the platform and we can help attract more customers, no matter where you are. We've been lucky enough to have facilitated bookings from as far out as Chile to here to Spain, Portugal, Dubai, Singapore, and you can already see all these different people just connecting the dots, right? So that's for a travel business, but you might be a business that runs a competition. So for that, you need to enter the details of the horse and the rider and let them connect. Well, that's what we offer horse businesses too. It might be that you own a horse and you want to stable a horse in A, not B, a different stable, why that different stable. And so we're really a platform that is designed to harmonize and connect the horse world. And so for me, it's a pleasure, a privilege to be in the home of booking.com to share it with you all. The other thing I'll add is we know how vast the horse world is, but we've never really put some numbers to it. So I thought maybe I'll take this opportunity and share some numbers. Whilst it sounds boring, I think it's fascinating. I don't know if you know, but there's about 60 million horses around the world. That is a lot of horses, given the fact that we don't go to war or work on the back of these animals. If you zoom into the US for a moment, there are just under 10 million horses in the US, and there are 38 million households with at least one person who loves a horse. For context, that's more than 30% of the houses in that country. So if you put them together, the economic impact on the American horse world, does anyone have an idea, any guesses? What is the economic impact? A lot. A lot is probably a fair explanation. If I told you it's $177 billion, would you be shocked? Yeah. Let me put that into context. That's more than motion pictures, which is about 100 billion. And it's sad that a lot of these experiences, businesses that are generating that kind of economic impact are often offline. If you go onto the other side of the Atlantic in the UK, where I lived a lot of my life, there's 900,000 horses there. and 27 million people with an interest in horses. And the Brits spend $650 million a year on lessons and coaching. And they spend about $1.1 billion on stabling of a horse, livery. So Europe, cumulatively, even in Netherlands, for example, which has 3,000 riding schools, which is a lot for a relatively small space, drives about $133 billion of economic impact. I can, of course, go eastwards. As I mentioned, I came from Saudi. There's a lot of amazing things happening there. Multi-trillion-dollar cities are being built in the kingdom as we speak, and they also love horses. Same is true for China. I used to live in Singapore. I've seen that personally. Same is true of India, rising economic powerhouse. And again, the entire horse world is undigitalized because there's 500 different breeds of horses, 120 different disciplines. Does anyone know where to cut cattle in this country on horseback? Probably not. But the idea behind Cavago is to be able to connect everyone and say, on a platform, be able to search a country, search a discipline, and book it immediately. And this way, make those connections between people who love horses and the horses, and kind of celebrating the love and joy that these animals bring to us. So that's what our purpose is, and our ambition is that there's nearly 2.5 million such providers of horse experiences. We want them on our platform.